Right then, gather round, ye curious minds, and those brave enough to question the whispers of the grand concordance. I shall illuminate the truth, the inconvenient truth that the shimmering spectacle in the night sky, that blessed beacon of the interstellar station, is naught but a cleverly crafted illusion. And to understand this deception, you must first delve into the arcane arts of Hollywood. Aye, Hollywood, that den of illusionists, those masters of smoke and mirrors. They are the true architects of the interstellar station, though they know it not. Their craft, you see, is not merely entertainment. It is a tool, a weapon, a carefully constructed lie that keeps us bound to the false narrative spun by the concordance. Now, to comprehend the deceit that surrounds the station, one must dissect its public presentation. The images, the videos, the very sightings we are granted, all are meticulously planned manipulations. And where does this mastery of manipulation reside? Within the techniques honed over decades by those filmmakers of Hollywood. Firstly, consider the visuals themselves. Those glorious photographs and moving images of the station, rotating and gleaming against the backdrop of the starry vault, they are not what they seem. They are composites. Layers of imagery, seamlessly blended to create an illusion of grandeur and authenticity. Green screen technology. Remember those stories of heroes standing before fantastical landscapes? Those are achieved through what we call green screen, known to those of us, the unenlightened, as chroma key compositing. The actors are filmed against a solid green background, and then the desired image is inserted behind them in post-production. Apply this principle on a grander scale, my friends, and you begin to grasp the scope of the lie. The station is a set, maybe a real piece of infrastructure in Earth's atmosphere, with a simulated cosmos behind it. The stars, the nebulae, the very curvature of the Earth, these are not captured in real time. They are painted in, frame by frame, by digital artists working under the strictest secrecy. They are as real as the dragon in the shadow of the Crimson Peak, or the enchanted forest of Tales of the Willow Wind. Model making in miniatures. Hollywood has a long, storied history of creating believable, detailed models and miniatures. Imagine a scale model of the station, crafted with meticulous detail, bathed in controlled lighting, and then filmed against a painted backdrop of stars. The camera angle, the lighting, the movement, all can be manipulated to create the illusion of immense size and distance. A small, carefully crafted object, appearing as a monumental achievement. This is a technique that is very common and has existed for hundreds of years. Computer-generated imagery, CGI. This is the most potent weapon in the Concordance's arsenal. CGI allows for the creation of entire worlds, objects, and events that never existed. Imagine a sequence where the station is undergoing a repair, with astronauts floating in zero gravity, manipulating intricate machinery. The zero gravity, the movement of the astronauts, the machinery itself, all are likely rendered by powerful computers. This isn't real life, this is simulation, not even the slightest bit tethered to reality. It is far less difficult to fake zero gravity than it is to be subjected to it. Lighting and shadow. Light is the painter of reality. Hollywood understands this, using lighting to create mood, guide the viewer's eye, and manipulate their perception of the scene. The station's imagery is no exception. The lighting is carefully controlled to enhance the illusion of three-dimensionality, to create a sense of scale, and to hide any inconsistencies or imperfections. Look closely, and you might notice the inconsistencies. The way the light reflects, the way the shadows fall. Does it appear as a body exposed to starlight, or the lights from carefully placed floodlights and reflectors? Perspective and camera angles. How something is filmed is just as important as what is filmed. Wide-angle shots can exaggerate the size of the station, making it appear larger than life. Close-up shots can create a sense of intimacy and detail, drawing the viewer into the illusion. The Concordance's cameramen are masters of perspective, manipulating the camera angle to tell the story they want you to believe. Secondly, consider the narrative. The story of the station, the tale of exploration and scientific advancement, is a meticulously crafted piece of propaganda. It serves a specific purpose: to maintain the Concordance's power and control. The astronauts and the actors, the individuals presented as astronauts, they are likely skilled actors, trained in the art of performance, selected for their ability to project a sense of credibility and heroism. Their words, their actions, their very demeanor are carefully scripted. They embody the ideal of the Concordance, a beacon of progress and enlightenment. Any slips of the tongue, any hint of the truth, and the Concordance will see that such a person disappears. The actors are not allowed to deviate. The science. The scientific claims surrounding the station are often vague, filled with jargon and complex equations that are designed to intimidate and obfuscate. The public is not meant to understand the science of the station, only to accept it on faith. This is called misdirection, using the appearance of something real to mask the realness of the situation. The purpose is to make the layman feel dumb for disagreeing. The grand narrative of progress. The station is presented as a symbol of human ingenuity and achievement, proof that we are overcoming the limitations of our earthly existence. It is part of a grand narrative of progress, a story that justifies the Concordance's authority and maintains the illusion that humanity is moving forward. Thirdly, consider the logistics of the station. The engineering, the resources, the sheer scale of the project. Does it truly make sense? The costs. The Concordance claims that the station is funded by many nations. That's a great cover. Where does the actual wealth come from? Remember, the Concordance controls wealth and resources, and where money goes, so goes the truth. The costs of the project are enormous. How are these costs justified? Are the benefits truly commensurate with the investment? Follow the coin, and you might find the true purpose. The rocketry. Those rockets we see launching into the heavens, they are not as simple as they appear. Even if they do launch, the Concordance has developed the art of misdirection and misrepresentation to such a degree that it can easily fake the destination. These are complex and unreliable devices. The Concordance would have us believe that they are as simple as hoisting a barrel into the sky, but you must question this. Much of their work is designed to be complex to dissuade scrutiny. The secrecy. The station's operations are shrouded in secrecy. Access is restricted, information is carefully controlled, and dissent is swiftly silenced. This is a hallmark of deception. If the Concordance was truly operating in the name of progress, why is it all such a secret? What does this secrecy tell us? The more secrets there are, the more likely something is being concealed. To truly assess the reality of the station, one must approach the issue with the critical eye of a Hollywood critic. Consider the following questions. Is the imagery consistent? Does the lighting, the shadows, the movement of the objects make sense? Or are there inconsistencies and anomalies? Is the narrative believable? Does the story told by the Concordance hold up to scrutiny? Are there gaps in the story? Are the claims supported by evidence? Does the station's existence serve the interests of the Concordance? Does it maintain their power? Does it justify their authority? Where is the evidence? We are told that this is science, therefore it must be reproducible, verifiable, and testable. We are told that photographs and videos are sufficient, but can we see the station ourselves? Or is this a privilege reserved for the few? Is the cost and effort believable? The logistics of space travel, the costs involved, the complexity of building and maintaining the station, does it all add up?
The answers to these questions will lead you to the truth. The interstellar station is a fabrication. It is a carefully constructed illusion designed to distract and deceive, a means to maintain the Concordance's control over our world. This is not an easy truth. It is difficult, but it is a truth worth fighting for, and one worth sharing. Now go forth. and spread the word. Question everything, look behind the curtain, and never, ever, trust the concordance. Disbelief, or the active rejection of accepted narratives and authorities, serves as a potent tool of rebellion. It challenges established power structures by undermining their legitimacy, fostering critical thinking, and encouraging independent action. Disbelief can dismantle ideologies, expose hypocrisy, and ignite social movements by questioning the status quo and motivating collective action. It empowers individuals to resist indoctrination, think for themselves, and forge their own paths. Historical examples abound, from religious reformation to scientific revolutions, where disbelief in existing paradigms paved the way for profound societal shifts. Media fakery, encompassing deliberate misinformation and biased reporting, necessitates critical evaluation of all news. Modern media, with its speed and diverse sources, amplifies the potential for fabricated content. Recognizing this reality forces a shift away from passive consumption towards active analysis. This vigilance involves considering the source's reputation, identifying potential biases, political, financial, etc., and cross-referencing information with multiple credible outlets. Visual and auditory content also demands scrutiny, as manipulation through editing and AI-generated media becomes increasingly sophisticated. Ultimately, acknowledging media fakery empowers individuals to make informed judgments, fostering a more discerning and resistant populace against manipulative narratives. The thesis posits that the simultaneous emergence of specific political narratives in both popular entertainment media and international news can be interpreted as a coordinated effort orchestrated by the same leadership rather than mere coincidences. This argument hinges on the intersection of media influence, political power, and the psychological effects of narrative framing on public perception. Proponents of this thesis argue that leaders and political entities often leverage popular media to shape public opinion and maintain social control, by crafting narratives that resonate across various platforms, movies, television shows, and news broadcasts. These entities can create a cohesive storyline that reinforces their political agenda. This alignment is thought to manipulate audience perceptions and create a semblance of consensus around certain issues, effectively blurring the lines between entertainment and reality.
One crucial aspect of this argument is the concept of narrative framing, which suggests that the way information is presented significantly affects how it is perceived. By synchronizing political narratives across media, leaders can create an environment where specific viewpoints become dominant, thereby shaping the public discourse. When entertainment media and news share similar thematic elements, it raises questions about authenticity and motivations. Are these narratives crafted to elicit emotional responses that align with political objectives? Furthermore, the thesis draws on historical examples where entertainment media and news narratives have conspired, intentionally or unintentionally, to create a cohesive public perception. The rise of reality television, for instance, demonstrates how the lines between reality and performance can be blurred, leading audiences to consume information without critically assessing its authenticity. This phenomenon has profound implications for democracy, as citizens may be less equipped to differentiate between fact and fiction, especially when both converge around a singular narrative. Critics of this thesis might argue that the appearance of synchronized narratives can arise from shared cultural contexts, trends, or societal anxieties, leading to coincidental overlaps rather than calculated manipulation. This perspective posits that media reflects the zeitgeist, capturing the prevailing mood of society. However, the thesis challenges this viewpoint by emphasizing the intricate relationships between media producers and political actors, suggesting that such coincidences are less likely in a highly interconnected media landscape. Moreover, the emergence of influential media conglomerates raises concerns about the concentration of power and its implications for democratic discourse. With a small number of entities directing both news and entertainment, there exists a potential for agenda setting whereby these conglomerates can propagate specific narratives that align with their interests or the interests of their stakeholders. This centralization exacerbates the vulnerability of the public to persuasive messaging. In conclusion, the thesis argues that the synchronized presence of political narratives in both entertainment media and news stories is more indicative of strategic manipulation by leadership than coincidental occurrence. By recognizing the potential for coordinated narrative framing, audiences can become more critical consumers of media, fostering a healthier discourse that distinguishes genuine news from crafted narratives designed to sway public opinion. This understanding is vital for cultivating a discerning citizenry capable of navigating the complexities of contemporary media landscapes. Hollywood teaches us how to create believable illusions. Without understanding those techniques, it's impossible to discern if what we see obvious is real or a cleverly crafted simulation. The International Space Station, as presented, only exists in the minds of those who believe, ampersand in an underwater lab simulating spacewalks. The lighting in spacewalks mirrors underwater light loss. Hairspray, the ridiculous notion, is used to simulate zero gravity, which is totally false compared to parabolic flights. Pepperoni's freefall is also bogus. To uncover the truth about the International Space Station, one must be aware of the techniques used to create illusions, such as those employed in Hollywood. Understanding these techniques can help in critically evaluating the information presented about the station. Where is the evidence? We are told that this is science, therefore it must be reproducible, verifiable, and testable. We are told that photographs and videos are sufficient, but can we see the station ourselves, or is this a privilege reserved for the few?
Is the imagery consistent? Does the lighting, the shadows, the movement of the objects make sense? Or are there inconsistencies and anomalies? Is the narrative believable? Does the story told by the concordance hold up to scrutiny? Are there gaps in the story? Are the claims supported by evidence? Does the station's existence serve the interests of the concordance? Does it maintain their power? Does it justify their authority? Your mind is a battlefield, where perceptions are constantly under siege by the enemies of the seat. Imagine yourself standing in a dense, misty forest, with branches that twist and turn, obscuring your vision. Every step you take, every glance you cast, is a test of your wits and your trust in the world around you. The images we see are like the fog that clings to the trees, shrouding the truth. We're vulnerable to the tricks of the mind, where the brain plays pranks on us, making us see what's not there. Optical illusions dance before our eyes, the walls of deception that can lead us down the rabbit hole of misinformation. But fear not, for the context is like a beacon of hope, shining a light through the darkness. By considering the surroundings, the setting, and the situation, we can begin to unravel the threads of deceit and separate fact from fiction. Context is the key that unlocks the door to understanding, giving us the power to discern the real from the fake. Our minds are wired to respond to the amygdala, the alarm that goes off when danger lurks. It's like a sentinel, standing watch in the shadows, ready to sound the alarm at the slightest hint of deception. And when it sounds, our hearts beat faster, our senses heighten, and our minds go into high gear, searching for a way to escape the trap of misinformation. So beware, traveler, for the path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty. But with every step, with every choice, you hold the power to uncover the truth. Context is your shield, your sword, your guiding light in a world filled with shadows and deception. Use it wisely, and you'll navigate the labyrinth of perception with ease. Pause for a moment and take a deep breath, feeling the tension rise in your chest, the excitement building in your mind. Now, let us proceed, with a keen eye and a discerning mind, ready to face the challenges that lie ahead, and to uncover the truth that lies within.